Good morning. Jesus, He loves you. He paid the price for it all. In fact, we've been talking about the power of the blood, and I've been speaking particularly about with His stripes, the shedding of that blood, you were healed, and He bore your sicknesses and carried your diseases. On the cross, there's two things I want to deal with today. It says in Isaiah 52, verse 14, the prophecy concerning Jesus, that He was so marred that He didn't even look like a man. It says that His visage did not resemble a man. Or, in other words, He was carrying every sickness and every disease. Cancer was on Him, emphysema was on Him, heart attacks was on Him, eczema was on Him, whatever. Leprosy was on Him, that He didn't even look like a man. It goes on to say that His visage was not like the form of a man, and that He didn't look like even the Son of Man. Hold on a minute. He paid that awesome price so that with His stripes you could be healed. Every sickness and every disease of the whole world was upon Him while He was on the cross, and it caused Him to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? So at that moment, God couldn't look at Him. And Jesus said, why have you forsaken me? Now watch this. He was sickness personified. Every disease known to man was on Him. So when they looked at Him, it appeared that He was smitten by God with all the diseases of the world. Imagine that, how bad His body must have looked. Secondly, He was carrying the sin of the whole world. And God doesn't look on sin. So at that moment that Jesus was paying that awesome sacrifice, God turned His head away from Him because He can't look at sin. He hates sickness, and Jesus was carrying all of it. I love this, the great substitution. He never committed sin. I never committed any righteousness, but He was unrighteous so that I could be the righteousness of God. He never got sick, but yet He carried that sickness on the cross so that with His sickness I might be healed. He never was poor. You have to study that. But He became poverty there on that cross. He was totally without, nothing He could do about it. And He did that so that you and I wouldn't have to be broke, wouldn't have to be poor. Well, He went into hell. He didn't deserve hell. He never did anything to go to hell, but He did that so that we wouldn't have to. But I want you to get this. He's on the cross, shedding His blood, giving that horrendous sacrifice so that He did not even look like a man, and with His stripes you were healed, and He became your sin. And then people have a tendency to, I appreciate God doing that, but I don't really care. Now listen. If He shed His blood so that you don't got to be sick, then receive that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I started to reach over and get my drink there. But listen, here's what I want you to get. He was so marred that He didn't even resemble. His visage didn't even resemble a man. He had every sickness, every disease. Your sickness, my sickness, all of our diseases was on His body. And He Himself bore it so I don't have to. So you don't have to. So, hey, my time's getting away, and I might get back on this tomorrow. But get that. So when He said, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? It's because God couldn't look at the sin. God couldn't look at the sicknesses and disease. And God had to see all that on His Son Jesus, and He did it for you. So bless God, if He did it for me, I don't have to. Thank you, Jesus. Hey, I got to go. Remember all day, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the Word works.